what do we know about stories that'll help you read?
That you can think about like the story about what's gonna happen in the story. And there's a few parts in a story.
Okay.
Like maybe there's like something about like something that they're not listening to or something.
So you're saying that the stories have a problem, right? Stories have a problem or an event, right? And this one's going to be about what? Nobody listens to Andrew, so it's going to be about what?
That no one listens to.
Yeah, nobody listens to Andrew. What else do you know about stories that helps you read?
I don't know. Maybe like if you're having hard with a tricky word, you can maybe think about like what could possibly, like if there's maybe a word, like for my mountain book that I was reading, kind of like that book.
Okay. So you're thinking that when you get stuck, you want to be thinking, this is a story where nobody's listening to him, and if you get stuck on a word, you want to be thinking about that problem, right? Help you solve it? Because we always think, what am I reading about that will help me solve the word? Do you think there's going to be talking in this story? Let's look and see. Do you see any talking marks in this story? You know where do you notice them? Where do you notice the talking marks? And if you're not sure, just tell us if you're not sure.
I used to know what a talking mark was, but now I kind of forgot.
Okay, that's okay. These are called quotation marks, and they're two little. They're around what they say. So on this page it says, "Daddy said," and then this is what he said. "Wait, Andrew, I must cut the grass before dark." So Dad's saying that. Okay. So stories have a lot of conversation in them. And in this one, it's going to be between Andrew and his dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be other characters too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there might be his little sister, and her name is right on this page, Ruthie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then stories also have a setting change, don't they? What are you noticing about the setting change in here?
Like now he's like probably in his front yard or something.
Yeah, very good. So he's starting one place, and the setting changes quite a bit here, doesn't it? Goes inside and outside. So we know that this story has a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to be solved in the end. We know there's going to be conversation between Ruthie and Dad and Andrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be talking to each other. And we know that the setting changes, don't we? They're going to be all different places in this story, okay? So let's read to find out. We also set a purpose for reading. Let's read to find out why nobody listens to Andrew, okay? A lot of times the purpose for reading can come from our title. So we can say, let's read to find out why nobody listens to Andrew, okay? Let's go ahead and get started.
Andrew saw something. That might not be solved, but maybe I can try a different word, then I can figure out this one easier.
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You said exactly what it, just trust yourself. Andrew saw something
upstairs. He ran down very fast.
Yeah. So Andrew's excited about something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he saw something and he's excited. Let's read to find out what it is.
He said,
I'm going to have you stop. What do you think he might be saying? So think about the story here.
oh, listen.
See how you solved that? You were trying to sound it out, and that strategy isn't as effective as the one strategy you just did. You thought about the story and what he could be saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking, right? And so the strategy you used was he's talking to somebody here. What could he be saying? Right? And he's saying, listen, who?
Mother?
Yeah, listen, Mother. Let's see what he said.
Mother said, wait, Andrew, I must pay Mrs.
Her name is Cleaner, Mrs. Cleaner.
She must trust
Try it now. She must trust the bus before dark.
She must catch the bus before dark.
So here's another strategy I just helped you with. I should have had you do it, I helped you with it. What I did, the strategy I used is I read on to try to figure it out. You were gonna try to sound it out, right? Let's try to do some other strategies first, okay?
Like,
Read on and see what word fits in there, okay? But then when we read on, we have to make sure we go back up and pull it all together. So we need to start at the top because we read on and we got catch the bus. Let's start at the top now. Mother said, wait, Andrew, I must pay Mrs. Cleaner. She must catch the bus before dark. So what do we know here?
She needs to catch the bus because you could possibly like miss it if you're like taking too long or something. Then you.
Okay, so we know that about that, but we know Andrew really is excited about something, right? And now his mom is kind of not paying attention to him, right? Because she's got to pay Mrs. Cleaner. Let's see what happens.
Andrew said, "Listen, Daddy. I saw something upstairs." Daddy said, "Wait, Andrew, I must cut the grass before dark."
So let's go back to our title. What's
Don't
happening?
listen to Andrew.
Is anybody listening to Andrew right now? They aren't, are they? They keep ignoring him. They're too busy, right? What did Mom have to do where she wasn't listening?
Hey, Mrs. Cleaner,
Yeah, now what's Dad have to do?
cut the grass.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
He should have one of those riding little.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew said, "Listen, Lucy, I saw something upstairs. It was in my bed." Lucy said, "Wait, Andrew, I must practice. Put on my roller skates. I want to skate before dark."
Can I ask you a question? How did you solve that there? You said practice and then,
Put,
what made you change your mind?
cause I see her putting on a roller skates, and then I was like thinking about what she was doing.
Yeah, you were
and I figured it
thinking
out.
about the story and what the character was doing to solve instead of sounding it out, right? Isn't that much easier? Very, very, very good strategy to use. All right, nobody's listening to Andrew. Let's see what happens.
Andrew said, "Listen, brother."
You're looking at me because you know it's not right, right? So try something else.
"Buddy."
Could be.
As an O.
Yeah, so
It'll
just try
stop.
something.
Or.
Don't try to sound out. We know it's what? It's the person's name, right? So you can say it any way you want. You could say it Bobby, Buddy, whatever you want. But we know it's a character, right? But it's Bobby, okay? So Andrew said, "Listen, Bobby."
I saw something upstairs. It was in my bed. On the sun. Is that sun?
You tell me.
It was in my bed. On the sun. Or sun porch.
Is there such a thing as a sun porch? Could there be?
It could, I don't know.
Yeah, there is such a thing. We don't call it a sun porch, we usually call it a screen porch, right? This author's calling it a sun porch, okay? So in that case, you weren't quite sure what a sun porch was. What would you do? You don't know what it is and you're not quite sure. What could you do?
Maybe think about something that you know about, like about things, like maybe about, because I knew it was something to do with like a porch or something.
Yeah, so you know what you did? You have to say to yourself, is the author using a different word that I would use? That's the strategy, that's the question you're asking. instead of using screen porch, she's using sun porch. So sometimes you have to ask yourself, is the author using a different word or a new word that I don't know? Okay, and that's how you could solve that too. All right, is anybody listening to Andrew? No, let's read a little bit more.
But he said, don't bother me, Andrew. I must find my mother.
What strategy can you use? What strategy are you using?
Sounding it
Don't
out.
sound it out. What strategy can you use that's more effective?
Maybe stretch it out.
Read on. That's the strategy we tried before. I must find my blank and ball. What goes with ball? A bat and a ball, right?
Back and ball.
Yeah, so that's what we want to be thinking about. Reading on and asking, so putting things together. The other strategy you have to be thinking about is sometimes authors put the word and in there, and they're comparing, they're putting two things together. A bat and a ball go together, right? And sometimes authors do that. That's another strategy to be thinking about when you're reading. So he's got to find his bat and ball. I want to play ball before dark. Everybody wants to do something before dark, don't they? All right, one more page and then we're going to stop.
Andrew said, listen, Mr.
Okay, don't sound it out. What do we know?
That is a name.
Okay? And who is he talking to?
A guy that's walking a dog.
Who could it be? It has to do with the setting. Look at the setting. Who is he talking to?
Andrew.
Well, Andrew's talking to somebody. Who could that be? He's peeping over the fence.
Grandpa?
Or, peeping over the fence, it could be who lives next door to you? What do you call those people?
Neighbor?
Try that. Listen, Mr. Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to be thinking about the story. Who could it be? You knew it was a character. We don't want to sound out. We want to be thinking about the story, looking at the pictures to help us, okay? So Andrew said, listen, Mr. Neighbor.
I saw something upstairs. It was in my bed. On the sun porch. It was black.
It was black. Now, he's given us clues, isn't he? It was on his bed, it was in the sun porch, it was black. Tomorrow we're gonna read to find out what it is, okay? So what strategy will you try differently now that you've read with us today? What will you try differently?
Try reading on and maybe doing some other strategies.
Yeah, reading on is a good strategy. Thinking about the story is a better strategy than sounding out, right? Thinking about words authors could be using is a better, you have 3 strategies we worked on today that are gonna be more effective than sounding out. And we'll keep working on that, okay? All right, you can head out.